I'm Matt DeTurk, the Little Theater's Events and Special Programming Coordinator. Welcome to This Week at the Little, where the title tells you exactly what you're going to get. We have two new films opening at the Virtual Little this weekend. We Are Little Zombies and Yes God Yes. First up, We Are Little Zombies, the debut feature from Makoto Nagahisa about 4 Japanese teenagers who form a rock band after the death of their parents. With nods to 8-bit JRPGs and hyper-stylized imagery, I guarantee this is the most playful and colorful film about the grieving process you've ever seen. IndieWire's David Ehrlich says, imagine if the director of House made Scott Pilgrim, and you'll have a sense of what this chiptune epic has in store. That gives you a pretty good sense. That's awesome. Plus, distributor Oscilloscope Labs have released coloring pages for the film. Kudos to Yasmina Tawil, because these are awesome. Next up is Yes God Yes, a coming-of-age sex comedy from writer-director Karen Main, who co-wrote the excellent Obvious Child. Stranger Things' Natalia Dyer plays a Catholic high schooler wrestling with balancing her sexual awakening against eternal damnation during the early aughts days of AOL chat rooms. Here to talk with me more about Yes God Yes is the shift supervisor and wearer of many hats at the Little, Marion Mull. Hi, Marion!
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right.
Awesome. What did you think of Yes God Yes?
I thought the soundtrack was on point. The acting was great.
Yeah.
And I do think they really replicated that feeling of high school characters. Like, these people felt really like, not quite one-dimensional, like stereotypical or anything. Not in a traditional way when you think of that, but it's very like stock high school characters that you would relate to. I think that there's a risk in comedies, like high school comedies about faith, to be like, to really dig into the faith aspect of it. But I think that even though this is like taking place at like a church camp or church retreat rather, it doesn't really dig into the faith argument too much. It's more about like, these are our Midwestern values versus like, kind of exploring yourself. And self-liberation, I guess.
I did not quite realize before this started how much like auditory flashback I have towards AOL noises.
Yes. Okay, so that was the part where I thought was kind of slightly unrealistic. Images loaded so quickly.
Fair point. Dial-up did not work that fast.
That was like, so I was like, I want that connection. Like, her parents must be super loaded.
I think I laughed the hardest at the bar scene.
The bar scene was great. It really, so this movie, it's nothing like But I'm a Cheerleader. Not at all. Not at all. But there's something about the bar scene that felt like a callback to it. It's just something about, and it's a very different scene, but something about that flavor was there of like, I'm this like hapless good girl who's like stumbling into this bar and like, what the hell is happening? This is why we can't close all the lesbian bars. This is why like it's really, really sad in this chapter of American history where all of our queer spaces are shutting down, because who else will guide our youth?
That's right. Absolutely.
If there are no lesbian bars, there are no magical lesbians.
That's right. Like, and we can't get rid of magical lesbians. We all need them, whether we think we do or don't.
Yeah, and if you don't have magical lesbians, who's going to tell you what it means to toss a salad?
It's true. It's a fair point.
I bet you actually did toss Wade's salad. I don't even know what that means. Oh my god, quit the act.
Yes God Yes is funny, thoughtful, and now playing at the Virtual Little. Also playing at the Virtual Little is a whole selection of other fantastic films, including the award-winning Miss Juneteenth, part of the Black Cinema series, John Lewis' Good Trouble, a selection of the One Take Film Festival about the courageous congressman and civil rights leader, and Denise Ho Becoming the Song, about the Cantonese pop star turned Hong Kong activist, and it features some super catchy canto pop music. Speaking of great music, be sure to tune in for the first of our Little Couch Concerts, a new virtual benefit concert series that is premiering this Sunday, July 26th at 7 p.m. It features 15 musicians from across the Little Cafe and concert series who all generously sent us videos of themselves performing music at home, and we've combined them and some little friends into this virtual benefit concert streaming live this Sunday at the Little's YouTube channel. and you can donate at any time at thelittle.org/donate. And for more from local Rochester musicians, be sure to check out the Virtual Little Cafe, which has new concerts streaming every week. This Wednesday, July 29th, features O's Pipa, which combines traditional Chinese folk music and American folk rock music. It's really cool. And there's a new album coming out this year, so check out her performance this Wednesday. You can get the link at thelittle.org/music. While we don't yet know when we'll be able to reopen our physical doors to screen films again, we do have so much more cool stuff coming from The Little. So please continue to stay up to date with our weekly e-newsletter and, of course, following us on all social media. Speaking of social, if you do a coloring page in between all of your doom scrolling, please take a picture of it and send it to us. I have another one of these to do, so I'm going to do this now.